Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen. This is Luminous coming, guys, with a Pro Duty commentary. This is commentary 332, part of my casting to 350 marathon. If you don't know what that is, basically I'm uploading one video onto YouTube per day, and I will keep doing that until I hit my 350 Pro commentary. Now, sometimes I upload like pub games. Like yesterday, I uploaded a 160-minute long pub game. Whew, that was a steam to cast. Sometimes I upload Dota Weekly show. Sometimes upload a top 5 series, but until I hit 350 commentaries, and I have to upload commentaries to eventually get there, I'm going to be uploading one video a day. Today is going to be a commentary, and it's going to be Navi versus the GD Bear team. Now, this is game 2 of the series, and I don't want to spoil anything, but the game itself spoiled like right here, so sorry if game number 1 you haven't seen it. You should see it, because there was a Dendy Pudge feature in that particular game, as there is a Dendy Pudge feature in this game. Dendy Pudge is always very, very exceptional to watch, very, very fun to learn from, and to be honest, very, very fun to cast as well. So game number 1, if you haven't checked it out, it's on my YouTube channel. But this is game number 2 with Navi up 1 game to nothing, and of course this is a best of 3 series. If GD Bear team wants to survive, they have to win this particular game. Leshrac, Pudge, and Anti-Mage is going to be the opening pick here for Navi. Meanwhile, GD is going to be going for Jakiro, Batrider, and we'll have to wait in terms of what we're going to see. Now, one thing I have noticed when Navi runs the Pudge, they always run it solo mid. It's a very, very traditional way to run Pudge. When I say always, I mean like 95, 90%, very, very high percentage running on the in the mid lane. And the reason being so, they want Havos to actually take the safe farm on the bot lane. A lot of the other a lot of the other teams in general, when they do run Pudge, it's always somewhat of a protected farm lane on the, let's say if you're on the Radiant team, they run it on the bottom. If you're on the Dire, they run it on top. And for the reason being so that Pudge actually doesn't have too much lane control. I mean, you see Pudge getting hook kills in the mid lane, but generally that's against very unexperienced players that don't know what Pudge can do. But for example, if you're against Sing Sing, who knows exactly what Pudge can do, since he plays a very fine Pudge himself, like he's not gonna get hooked. So generally when pro teams run Pudge, they don't put him mid, because he's not gonna get anything done. He's not gonna win the lane for you because it's melee. He doesn't have good harassment tools. He is gonna just get out harassed, out farmed, and to be honest, out killed in the lane. So most teams, when they do run the Pudge, it's on the safe lane and get him protected farm, get him that quick level 6, and then he starts roaming. But Navi, they do it the old school way. They run it mid. They trust in Dendy, but you can see that they are banning Invoker right now. Now, Invoker's ban, it's fine, it's fair, but I think Batrider is going to be a very, very dangerous hero to lane against, no matter what hero you are, especially but if you're a Pudge. Turn rate slowing down Pudge is a huge significant nerf, and to be honest, Flame Break at level 4 could actually just easily kill Pudge, especially if you land it on the correct spot. If you guys are a big fan of Batrider or watch a lot of Batrider mid, you would know exactly what I'm talking about. But for now, all these bans are directed towards protecting Pudge on the mid lane. Maybe they're expecting a Bat jungle, maybe they're expecting the Bat to be on the long lane, whatever that might be. I think that Bat will be going mid. Seeing that Tiny is going to be the third pick here for GD Bear team, most likely that means we're going to see Tiny and Jakiro being paired together on that top safe lane. Now, there is a possibility that Bat will still go on the long lane, but a higher possibility is perhaps something like Windrunner, Time Hunter, something more traditional long lane. So we might going to see a Batrider versus Pudge on the mid. And if you guys are thinking of learning Pudge, this is a matchup that you really need to learn, because in pub games, you will run into Batriders all the time. And we'll see how Dendy's going to actually take care of the mid lane himself. And this is going to be the long lane for sure. Broodmother's going to be picked up. And of course, if you guys are not too familiar with the GD Bear team, it is Bamboo, Kuroki, Black, Sing Sing, and Alex, formerly known as Mouseport. They're recently called, I guess they're recently sponsored, and they're really called Zero as well. I'll cover that story in the next Dota Weekly show, whenever that's going to be coming out. The last final 2 pick here for the Navi squad is Enigma and Time Hunter, so giving them a lot of AoE. The AoE here is very, very deceptive, considering that, it is Black Hole, it is Ravage. Keep in mind that you could only use it once every 150 seconds or so. That's for Ravage. Enigma's Black Hole is a little bit longer in cooldown. And if you look at the heroes on the enemy side, Tiny, Batrider, Jakiro, these are heroes that could have very, very low cooldown and they could combat you very, very frequently. Rubik as the last pick here. I really love the Rubik last pick. Man, I don't have enough time to talk about anything, but I really love the Rubik last pick here. Not only are you dealing with Ravage, not only are you dealing with Black Hole, there's insane spells that you could steal from. The Hook is a great steal. Black Hole, Ravage are a great steal as well. Blink from Anti-Mage are a great steal. Not only that, I was trying to talk about the quote-unquote the deceptive AoE on the Radiant side. They are limited by the long cooldown. So for most of the majority of the game, they aren't really going to be big AoE. They will have the big AoE though when they need it. But for the other half the time, Arzart as well as Light of Heaven will be pushing out very, very hard because Diabolic Edict in conjunction with Eidolon and in conjunction with a possible kind of a Vlad's build on Anti-Mage, which is very, very popular on Havos. We might see some sort of early game push. Now, and against early game push, this is why I love the Rubik last pick as well. Fable, it's a very, very powerful counter pushing spell. It bounces many, many times, deals a decent amount of damage, and keep in mind they do also do the minus damage potential, so it does weaken a push quite a bit. But for now, let's introduce the players as they are well on their way, walk into lanes. Puppy's going to be playing a support TIE Hunter. Wards already picked up, go all spent, and only a pair of Tangle to show for it. Vosa is going to be playing the Anti-Mage. You can see that he has been pulled regen, considering that he's got Poor Man's Shield, which costs about 500-ish. Got a GG branch for himself and has been pulled this amount of regen. Oh, this Broodmother's got to be careful because there's no ward. Just kidding. But there is a ward on Arzart, who is playing the Leshrac. So Broodmother, you gotta be careful. He's got all the wards from his team as well, so gonna be most likely warding off the pool camp and using the sentry ward to de-ward against their sentry ward if they're trying to kind of scare Bamboo out of the lane. Love this ward, by the way. It gives you a lot of vision through the jungle and also critically blocks his camp. Broodmother still gotta be careful. His web's on cooldown for a little while. Pudge, of course, being handled by Dendi. He is gonna go on the mid lane. And last but certainly not least, Arzart does have the invis. I'm actually going to look at him real fast because Broodmother's got to be very, very careful. And of course, last but not least, Light of Heaven going along top lane here. Bamboo is going to be going for a very, very standard play that we see a lot on the long lane, which is basically using your body or using your barrier, using Force Spirit Treants to kind of pull. But unfortunately, Bamboo is going to be seen. Here we go. There's going to be Sentry Ward being dropped. Is there going to be Splitter? Bamboo does not know that they have detection. Oh, the neutral creep coming in here and the blinking for Anti-Mage, grabbing not only the first blood, but going to deny this entire long lane of creeps here. Wow, Bamboo, generally a great, exceptional long lane player on Broodmother, just got picked off quite easily, might have to add, on the long lane. And Anti-Mage already up to 500 gold. Very nicely done. On the mid lane, though, Dendi not only... nice strat, bro. On the mid lane here, Dendi not only facing against a Batrider, but a Batrider dueling nonetheless. Kuroki on that Rubik's going to be helping out here as well. And you can see that what Dendi's doing right now is basically he's going to stand back and do absolutely nothing. If he's ever kind of in a little bit of trouble, he could easily go down. We do see the TIE Hunter coming out here. If TIE Hunter probably didn't come out here, I think we might have seen a tower dive on the Pudge and probably got an easy kill. But good rotation here on Puppy. Good job by him getting a pull, successful pull going on here. And also denying the kill they would have got on Dendi. But yeah, I mean, look at what Dendi's going to do in this particular game, and then let's see if we can learn from that. He's most likely going to stand on top of the ramp and try to get some last hit and deny when he can. He's not going to hang out next to the creep wave for a long time because he is going to just get picked off if that's going to be the case. Also, if you notice, when he was healing with the salve, he dropped his gauntlet and then used the salve. The reason being so, if you do drop your gauntlet, you lower your total strength pool, thus you're lowering your total HP pool. And then you heal, and then you pick it back up, so you heal a little bit more. Gonna be using a hook just for a little bit last hit. He wasn't trying to hook a Batrider or anything like that. He was trying to make sure he's getting last hit. Hey, your mana ain't gonna do you any good anyway, so might as well use some of it, and you're gonna have natural regen anyways. Of course, the Batrider play on the mid lane is Sing Sing, who's getting Napalm into Firefly, completely standard. On the top lane here, we're gonna have Black playing the Tiny, an exceptional carry play. Often held as the best European carry player, at least farmer nowadays, because he's been shattering farming record lately. 900 gold per minute on Anti-Mage, 1000 gold per minute on Alchemist. So let's see what kind of gold per minute numbers he could get on Tiny. Now Tiny's not exactly the best farming hero, but what Tiny can do is kill people and kill Bill very, very efficiently. On the top lane here, Light Effect gets picked up here. Dual Breath, and we're going to see Ice Path. No, Ice Path already used Avalanche across, and we're going to see a toss to get that very nicely killed. Good job by here, by Black, not missing any particular spells. And good rotation here from Rubik. Started on the mid lane here, perhaps gave Light of Heaven a false sense of security, and came back in with a powerful gank. And at that point, with the help of the Rubik, you can see that Pudge is, I don't want to say that he's being outlaned. He's level 4.5, which is actually a higher level than Batrider. But even with a full level disadvantage, Dendi can't even walk in the lane. This is a replay, so I could do justice. Alright, we're back. Finally, I think I have introduced everybody. No, I have not introduced our final player, which is Alex being playing the Jakiro once again. Hook on the mid lane here. Not sure if he was hooking on the creep or on the Batrider himself. He got a creep to show for it though, so no big deal. I think the magic bottle has been received. No magic bottle just yet. Opted for the magic wand and its upgrade as well. Of course, if you're going on against Bat on the mid lane, he is going to be using napalm against you a lot. So might as well get a magic wand and perhaps even upgrade it, or magic stuff, and perhaps even upgrade it. Give yourself a little bit of extra HP to work with when he does actually dive on you. Then of course, not going to be missing any last hit in the jungle. You should, or not in the jungle, in the tower, under tower. You shouldn't actually miss any last hits under tower. Nice deny on the rune here by Arzad. You shouldn't miss any last hits simply because, ooh, he's looking for the hook across the ledge. Because his damage, oh my god! Nice hook here by Dendi. That's going to force out Firefly and deal a significant amount of damage to Sing Sing. Good job to see that Dendi paying full amount of attention. And they're going to scare Sing Sing off the lane. Arzad looking for a stun. Looking for a stun. You can see that Dendi was actually chasing in. He didn't even have the mana for the hook, but of course he does have that 6 charges on the magic wand. So if he felt like he had a correct angle for the hook, he would have popped the wand charge and went straight for it. In any case, Dendi now actually in full control of the lane now. Of course, simply because Rubik in the beginning has sapped a little bit of XP from Sing Sing. And once Pudge hits level 6, he could actually kill the Batrider if Batrider is not careful enough. So I want to say that Pudge has weathered this early game storm. Meanwhile, on the top lane here, looks like Enigma has scared being completely ushered off the lane. He's going to just go back in the jungle and get a little bit of level farm. In which case, this team should be pushing very, very hard. Level 2 into Dual Breath, 1 into Liquid Fire, and 1 into Ice Path. We've been seeing a lot of different builds in Jakiro. And of course, the Ice Path Max has been very, very popular as an initiation mechanism. But perhaps if you're laning with Tiny, you value the slow a little bit more. So he is actually leveling up the Dual Breath. And of course, the damage output is not insignificant. So putting a couple points in there is not bad as well. Dendi walking around on the mid lane. You see that he's constantly looking for the hook. Of course, Sing Sing, he knows what's coming. Again, hooking for creeps. Might as well, because you really need to get to your magic bottle as soon as possible. Has already popped his magic wand, and Firefly comes right in Dendi. Half HP, and Dendi doesn't even... It's not even scared. He's like, I'll rot. I'll fight you under your fire. No big deal. Again, dropping the gauntlet to salve up. Just tiny little plays that makes your play a little bit more finesse in a sense. Also, yeah, did I say why he shouldn't miss last hit under tower? Because he has high base damage and also use rot for a little bit extra damage. Let's see how Havos is doing on the bot lane here with the first split that he picked up against Bamboo. Already Ring of Health and a Claymore under his stash. How's Bamboo doing? Bamboo's got 9 creep kill to show for it, which is nothing. Look at this, Jesus, 42 last hits. We're 6 minutes in, guys. He's basically got almost every single last hit in the entire lane. Probably got some Spiderling as well, so he's very, very accelerated farm. About to run out in terms of regenerative, but he still have a South and Ring of Health, so should be fine. Of course, Bamboo generally owns the mid lane very hard. Like he handles tri-lanes by himself. No big deal. Unfortunately, that first blood really slowed him down. And you really can't go in against the anti-mage because he's going to out-damage you in this early game. Monarch Break does give you this insane amount of plus damage early on. And it's going to drain your precious mana, which Bamboo does not have too much of. At least not right now. Back in the mid lane here, Batrider, Illusions, flying about. It is nighttime, so when it is nighttime, you do not see across the ledge. But this is a Radiant Ward? Yes, this is a Radiant Ward. Now, generally, if you're playing against a Pudge on the mid lane, if you're Dire, you do want to have this ward right now. Right on this ledge, because of the nighttime you can't see across the ledge, and having vision on the Pudge is so very important. Sing Sing pops his Firefly, thinking that the push is coming because he saw Enigma in the mid lane here. Pudge, woo! Looking for the hook, is going to miss it. Smoke of the Sleep being picked up. If you watch game number 1 of my commentary of Dendy's Pudge, I talked about how he is one of the few Pudge players that buy Smoke of the Sleep for himself to make sure that he does get those ganks off. Smoke is going to get revealed. Is he going to hook? Is he going to hook? He does not see uphill. Blindly guesses, and it's going to miss. Bot lane here. Bamboo's still doing okay. I mean, he's got the one death to show for it, using the Sentry Ward to deny, but Arzar says no. Diabolic Edict gets popped out here. Bamboo really wants to deny of the war. He does get it off, but Arzar, look at that, half damage on his life with Edict. Not much damage being done, or not much kill being claimed on either side. And to be honest, I think that favors the Dire team a little bit more. The Radiant, of course, they want their level 6s for the Enigma, for the TIE Hunter, so it favors them as well. But to be honest, I think this Tiny that is farming unchecked is a little bit scary. Tower being destroyed on the top lane. He's down in terms of 17 creep kills compared to the Anti-Mage, but what Tiny can do and Anti-Mage cannot is that Tiny participate in early game and get a lot more kill than Anti-Mage can. Anti-Mage will have a very small window of opportunity that he's going to be, a small window of timing that he's going to be very weak. And he has to use his farm to catch back up. That's what Battle Fury does for you. He remains very squishy and very easy to gank though. So Havos and his team has to be careful. The rest of the 4 players on Navi have to play exceptionally well, and a lot of it is coming to the Pudge. Oh, as he gets a hook. Dismember, no Dismember. Faster Fingers, Sing Sing, where he used the Flaming Lasso. There's the Ice Path. There's so many nukes. Where's the Telekinesis? No Telekinesis. Using the Fable to get the kill. Puppy down to half HP as well. He's trying to run. Ice Path will be cooling down 3 seconds. They're not going to chase. So very rare mistake by Dendy's Pudge. Generally, he's very quick on that Dismember, but Sing Sing a little bit quicker on the Flaming Lasso and gets a good counter kill with the help of the good roaming of Jakiro as well as Rubik. These guys gotta be careful. Black Hole is up, and if they get a 2-man Black Hole, these guys are both dead. Back in the jungle here, Bamboo doing his thing, using Spiraling, ushering Leshrac off the lane. Leshrac level 6 already as a support, roaming kind of, well, he's not really roaming, but he's going on and off the lane. He's looking for a hook, He sees Kuroki. Trying to chase Kuroki off the lane. There's the hook, and there's no Dismember. Again, quick fingers on Kuroki. Gets a Telekinesis off. Man, Dendy making, again, very mistakes. I don't see... He's generally very quick. And again, looking for the hook right now. It is going to get a Twin Head Dragon, and nobody will be able to rescue him. He's outside of the hook. Oh, is that a rot being... Is that a being hook stolen? No, that's Dismember being stolen. Tower not getting killed here. Hook coming off cooldown. The hook across, just simply too short. Oh man, Dendy, he's landing these hooks, but Dismember is either too slow or outside of rot range, whatever it might be. Dendy is just not getting those kills, but he is going to get himself a little bit of regen rune. Not getting those kills on Pudge is so crucial. Oh, Courier being micro away, but no, Black following up with the phase boot. That's 175 times 5. Also close to 1,000 go of intake, so very good job by Black taking that one. It's very important for Pudge to get those early kills. Not only does he excel in terms of getting a lot of HP, which inevitably helps him to get more kills, because Flesh Heap makes him like invincible in terms of the early game. He's so tanky if he gets enough kills with Flesh Heap. He basically has missed 3 kills because of slight mistake here and there, unlucky play, whatever you call it, and because of that, like, he's going to be very ineffective. He probably would have been level 10 or 11 if he's gotten those kills. He's going to try to help on the bot lane where Anti-Mage got a lot of free farm, but look, the first tower that's going to be going down is against him. That's because Anti-Mage can't really do anything in the early get-go. Look at the slight micro here by Bamboo, using one Spiraling to draw away the entire creep wave, and thus gets a free tower. Where the hell's the Anti-Mage? Anti-Mage will be farming on the mid lane now. I imagine Battle Fury will be done. It was done. Battle Fury was done, but it was delayed because it was getting the last piece. Voice Stone on the Courier. Wow, that was ridiculously huge. It will deny his Battle Fury for a full 3 minutes. He had it around 10.5, I want to say 11-minute Battle Fury, and now his farm will be delayed for 3 minutes. I gotta say, that might not seem like a big thing, but it's a game-changing event. It's as equivalent of getting 1 or 2 kill on Havos. It doesn't matter if you farm in Battle Fury if it's not on your hero. Here we go, tier 2 push is coming the way here. Nice splitter for blowing away all the Spiralings, but for more Spiralings that you're blowing away, more is coming in. Kuroki has took a splitter, which is a very powerful in conjunction with Telekinesis. Or do you want to take this fight? Time Hunter not even level 6 just yet. They will be able to defend this. Pudge looking around for the hook, but the Spiralings constantly doing the scouting work, doing a little bit of block. Smoke of the Sea being purchased on Pudge once again, looking for the hooks. So far has gotten 0 kills as Dendy on this Pudge. He only is about 3 kills in, 4 kills in right now, doing nothing. And I think this is, again, huge favor going towards a GD Studio team. On the top lane here, Black still farming away. He's got 70 creep kills here, but Anti-Mage still doing a lot better. Still doing a lot better, as well as, I mean, Tiny's basically been free farming on the top lane, but despite of that, Anti-Mage leading in terms of CS. This is how well Hovos is doing. But again, Tiny will be able to participate a lot quicker. Drums phase already being picked up, and we're going to see a point booster very, very soon, I imagine. Mid tower is going to get sieged upon. They're going to leave the Broodmother on the bot because she's going to take care of herself. She's going to be able to take care of herself without too much worry. Of course, Strength Threats being picked up just for a little bit of extra survivability. Hook in, going on the mid lane here. An immediate splitter. Let's watch that one again. Just barely caught the tail end of it. And of course, being that this is not a 160-minute game, I do not feel as bad rewinding. Yeah, last time when I was casting that 160-minute replay, whenever I miss a kill, I was like, you know what? Forget it. Forget it. This game's too long. Too long. Alright. Pudge on the mid lane, no smoke being used just yet. He sees a twin hit. Oh, twin hit, immediate splitter. Arzar knows that his teammate will be landing that free and easy hook, and that's going to give him the Urn of Shadows. Again, a very, very important buy for the Pudge. Again, it allows him to get a lot more kills, gives him a little bit more tankage, allowing him to chase better in terms of rot. So, very, very important. You want to pick this up as soon as possible. And Dendy barely has it. And I say barely because we're 14 minutes in. He's only 1-1, and his item is not really high progression. Kuroki should be looking to steal the hook whenever he can. So as a Pudge player, if you're playing against a Rubik, whether you miss your hook, whether you hit your hook, always rot afterwards. And don't forget to do so. I know there's a lot of tactic team fights. Maybe you die or something, and you come back alive and you forgot to rot. Keep in mind that if you give your hook away to Rubik, he has 0 casting animation, I want to say. If he does have a casting animation, it's very, very small. I want to say he does have 0 casting animation. Again, perfect scouting on Bamboo. But will the perfect scouting be enough? Do they have detection? They don't. They're just blind chasing him, but he actually is popping out of Invis. Is he going to get a kill? He is going to get a kill. Well played here by Bamboo. Look at that. Against Triling, no big deal, but he is going to go pay for it. Still, though, against the 3-man gank, gets a kill, and finally Battle Fury is delivered. So, full 3-minute delay. Hovos now will be trying to catch up on the farm. He will finish his power threats immediately by a Quelling Blade and start chopping up creeps and accelerate creep. Back in the mid lane, though, another tower being destroyed. I talked about the pushing power of the Eidolons as well as Diabolic Edict, as Pudge looking for a hook on the mid lane. It's nice dodge here by Kuroki. Oh, and that's what I mean. Did he get the hook? Yes, he did. Oh, man, Dendy making too many mistakes in this particular game. Of course, this ward being extremely helpful. I talked about it earlier. If you're playing against Pudge on the other side of the map, very, very important to ward up this hill because a lot of hooks will be coming from this angle. And I think that's what Twin Head Dragon was doing earlier. He was trying to ward and did ultimately pay for it with this price, with his death. But yes, going back to this Rubik, he will have a 0 animation hook, and that's big game stuff. Meanwhile, instead of going for a point booster, seems like Tiny is opting for the Yasha. Of course, does give you even more mobility to work with. You see that without phase, already sitting at 400 movement speed. With phase and drum use, he is going to be moving at max movement speed. So as long as he sees you, he will be able to walk up to you and kill you. Dendy Smoke walking across the ramp, looking for somebody. He sees Kuroki. Kuroki, he doesn't see anything. 360 pure damage, and Tie Hunter steals it. I say it's steal, but you know, getting the kills, very, very important. Early gem purchase here by Navi. Really want to get the ward control, and ward control is so very key when you have a Pudge on your team. You see this ward is denied, and that allowed them to smoke on top of the cliff, going for a little bit more push. Going for a little bit easier ganks, and thus transitioning into a push. Hovos, something that Anti-Mage that we don't see too often, is joining the fight. He's only got treads and a Battle Fury, but he says, well, I do a lot of damage. I mean, Battle Fury does give you plus 65. Oh, how did Pudge get there? He's going to use the Flame Brick to try to help him out. Alex dropping a Pudge hook. Trying to get Sing Sing or trying to use a hook to get a kill. Kuroki is going to get the hook, but he's going to pay for it. Imagine one more hit. Yes, they are going to get the kill. Hovos very, very low. So despite a very slow start on the Navi squad, They answer back with 2 immediate tower kills, but they gotta protect their tower as well. They're still down by 1 tower at this point. But against a Brood Mother, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. What they really have to worry about is this Tiny. He's really getting out of control at this point. Point booster being picked up, 1600 HP. He's level 11. There's a lot more room left for his growth. He hasn't participated in a team fight at all, but I feel like the Radiant team should be very, very scared. I guess there's Black Hole and Ravage. You can lock him down enough, but really, he is so tanky that if you use these spells just for him, the rest of the team will punish you because you're not going to be doing enough damage. Also, he's not exactly the best target to hook. As quick as your Dismember is, his Avalanche is a little bit quicker. Well, Avalanche does have a slight casting animation, I want to say, but Pudge's casting animation is a little bit longer. And of course, you do have to factor in human mistakes here and there. It is so difficult to get a quick Dismember off after hook, and we do see Dendi missing it here and there, so yeah, he's not the best target to hook in, as he will get the entire combo against Pudge. And as tanky Pudge is, he will die to the combo if Black does it correctly. And of course, Black does have a lot of right-click damage after that combo. And there's a combo being used. Volts is going to blink Black. Nicely done here, and we'll be cutting a tree. Did they not use Telekinesis? No, they did. And despite of that, not able to get the kill. Volts still is trapped, though. Unable to really do too much. He's going to try to tango out and try to buy a TP scroll, but he sees the entire enemy team there. Gotta be careful. Meanwhile, the Radiant team on the top trying to get a push off. They do have the Edict. They do have the Eidolon. And of course, Pudge looking for the hook constantly, waiting for somebody to TP back to defend this. He will see Twin Head Dragon. Does he see the Twin Head Dragon? I don't think so. Let's go into the Navi cam real fast. So this gives him slight vision, but he doesn't see it with nighttime turning. He definitely does not see it. There you go. The ward being dropped on the high ground. Now he might think that there is going to be a ward on the high ground on the Dire side. It's like, why is nobody coming out? But Alex just have superior map awareness. He knows this is exactly how Navi does their push, with the Pudge hiding in the wings. So they're not going to do anything about that. But tower on the top lane is going to be destroyed as well. As I say that, there's a teleportation. That's a Rubik. Gotta be careful because Pudge is coming in right now. There's a hook and Blink out here by Anti-Mage. Blink, nicely done. He is going to survive. Meanwhile, Blink Dagger initiation by Sing Sing. He finds a Pudge. Telekinesis is going to be used. There's a Telekinesis. Fable. Then he's still very tanky. He can turn back and get a hook. No! Blink Black Hole, but no damage out. What Black Hole is going to get stolen. Where's the Ravage? Where's the Ravage? Ravage? No Ravage. There's a Ravage. Is going to hit on 3. Are they going to kill Bamboo? Yes, they are going to kill Bamboo. Meanwhile, here we go. Black comes in right now. 2 hits, everything. Kuroki still has a Black Hole, and I do believe Puppey will be going down as well. Black Hole's up online. Black gets a triple kill. Tower is going to get denied. Oh my goodness. Everything that could have went wrong for Navi went wrong. The score is 7-7, but as I show you this goal chart, it should be a huge goal swing on the Dire. And it should be a Dire EXP swing. I don't know how Navi's ahead. Perhaps the Skin teammates leading by 50 creep kills. Alright, I'm sure that has to be it. You gotta keep in mind, he's got his Battlefield delayed by 3 minutes. Still leading by around 50 creep kills, 40 creep kills. That's insane. That's insane if you think about it. Hovos, of course, he's got ganked once or twice. It's not like they left him to free farm. In fact, it's Tiny that's been left to a free farm, and Tiny's not keeping up in terms of CS, but as I say that, up to already 2,500 gold. And once he will have that Acceptor finish, his farm is gonna accelerate even further. Now, you still are not going to be able to keep out again with the anti-mage. So if you're a Navi fan out there at this particular stage with the Dire winning one huge team fight, I want to say that the Dire is ahead, although again the charts don't show it. I feel like they're more of the powerful team, but the Radiant will be able to come back because anti-mage, once he finishes Mantis out, once this goes for a blacking. Ooh, as I say that though, Flame Lasso initiation of Volt still very, very squishy at this point of the game. Flame Break, Black Hole by Kuroki, the hook back out. No, he wanted the anti-mage. They are going to get a kill on Rubik, and he blinks right back out. Midnight Pulse and the damage output being able to pick up the Twin Head Dragon. Meanwhile, Arts are doing insane of damage. Dendi blocking the hook here. Being blocked on the hook, Havos looking for a Blink Dagger back out is Sing Sing. A very, very hectic team fight, but really good recovery for the Radiant side, even with Black Hole use. Meanwhile, Sing Sing being chased around by Havos. Blink Black out. Oh, Firefly just ran out. Flame Break. Oh, huge Mana Void. Havos, again, one of those carry players that love to join team fight early instead of farming in jungle, is making sure that his team win those early and critical mid-game engagements. Unlike Bamboo, who, you know, his hero doesn't really allow him to do something like that. He's just farming away, trying to pressure Oh my goodness, hooking on the blind. How did he see that? Unfortunately, no mana on the Dismember. If he did, would have been a for sure kill. I think that was a blind guess. Something like that. That was sick. Sick hook here by our Pudge player. I think he would have had it. Did he have treads? I think he did. If he probably swapped it to int, might have got enough mana for the Dismember. I didn't know what the exact case was. But another kill being messed by Dendy. But let's quickly check out how we're doing in terms of item. Blink Dagger up, and as well as Mecha being completed on the Enigma. Very, very important build. Black King Bar is going to get picked up by Arzard. Man, Navi loves their BKB. In the previous game, we saw, I do believe Arzard was playing a support Shadow Shaman. First item BKB Rush. And, you know, he's got the farm to show for it. Pudge, of course, doesn't have too much of anything. It's going to be going for Force Staff in this particular game. Mobility, very, very important. Not only to help yourself, but also to help you against, you know, the enemy when they have Telekinesis, Avalanche Toss, the Flaming Lasso. It is so important to get mobility. So he's going to go for Force Staff. Tie Hunter has the drums, is already used a particular charge to it. Hovo's going to be going for the very, very standard build. I wonder if he's going to go for a Black King Bar after this. BKB is not going to do too much against Tiny's physical right hits, but it's going to do a lot against just about everything else. Now, with that said, Kuroki can steal a Dismember, Hook, Black Hole, and of course Sing Sing does have a Flaming Lasso, so it does not make you invulnerable. But in between Spell Shield and Black King Bar, he should be, and of course the natural strength that it gives you, should be tanky enough to start participating, and participating in a big way. Brewmother, Brewling's pushing on the bot lane here, and it's going to be backstabbing as this particular team. There is no vision being granted. They do see Arzar swinging in, and here we go. Spiderlings are coming in right now. They will detect just about everything. Blink Dagger, Flaming Lasso initiation against Puppey. Puppey should be fine. I don't think he burst him down. As I say that though, Tiny shows up and says, "Hail!" Meanwhile, he blinks him right now. He's going to be very, very squishy. There's a hook out here on Bamboo. Black Hole being used on two. They got to focus on Black. There's focus on the Black. Rot as well. Can they kill him? Yes, they do. Havo's still very alive right now. Huge Mana Void and another hook in here. Dendy, his Pudge, despite not having the best early game, making his mid-game worth it as hitting multiple hooks in a particular team fight. I gotta say, Dendy's one of those Pudge players, as powerful as his Pudge is, he's always so innocuous in a team fight, right? He just walks in a team fight, he stays relatively in the back, and then suddenly the hook comes in, and then he dodges back out of the team fight for 5-6 seconds to wait for his hook cooldown, and then once the hook cooldown, he comes right in and get you another hook. It's like impossible to prepare against this Pudge, because perfect positioning, perfect hooks. He doesn't miss hooks. Just doesn't miss hooks in team fights. Oh, Spiraling's gonna come in right now. Gets immediately destroyed. Bamboo trying to go for the steal. He's going for the steal. You have no detection. Bamboo. He's going for the steal. He snatches it. Bamboo. He's gonna die immediately. This is what Bamboo loves to do when he's playing Stormster. When he plays any hero with a blink, he's gonna die twice. But I'm pretty sure Bamboo and Bamboo fans out there, he's gonna say worth it. When it's totally not freaking worth it, because not only have they lost the Aegis, they will lose a little bit of more map control. And you know, Brewmother's not a hero that you want to die a couple of times. I'm sure he's said, worth it, I spent all my gold, man. No problem. But as I say that, here comes a tier 3 push drum being used, and here we go. Tiny coming in right now. Tiny, of course, does have to accept their finish, and there you go. Oh, still no Dismember. Force Staff hour here. Malefic's last tick. He's gonna survive just barely. Dendy looking for offensive urn. Black Hole being used. That was offensive Black Hole by Kuroki, and huge play here by Kuroki. Dendy's very, very low. Avalanche toss. Havosa's dead. Dendy's dead, and Tie Hunter, the sole survivor, is gonna TP out. Wow. Counter Black Hole. That looked really, really bad with the hook going in and forcing Sing Sing out of the fight. But Black Hole, man. Kuroki making a score count 1, 3, and 8 assists. In a normal pub game, you'd be like, oh man, that's a horrible score. People would be like, nice support, bro. But this, in a pro game, you got to keep in mind that he also forced staff his Bat Rider out from this Dismember. So huge play from Kuroki, making sure his team is winning team fights. As they should, when you steal Black Hole and use it on tier 3. Look at the net worth on Anti-Mage though. Despite dying and getting ganked a couple times, still very, very leading. But I do oh, gotta be careful, Puppy. Does dodge the Ice Path and does actually a nice Avalanche as well. Tower focusing, Force Staff forward, Telekinesis backward, Dual Breath is gonna follow. No, Dual Breath misses well. Man, Puppy's got his Nikes on, juking just about everything. Tower is gonna get destroyed. Here we go, Pudge looking for the hook. Force Staff hour here. Kuroki's gonna pay the price. But I think a well-worded exchange. It lost 2 support for a Taro kill on Black, I imagine. And, well, I don't want to say it's well worth it, but still not the worst of exchange. Especially you got to keep in mind that they're more of a late game team. I want to say they're more of a late game team. Anti-Mage is a very, very powerful carry because he farms so very quickly. But because of the start that Anti-Mage had, being denied of the battlefield for 3 times, dying a couple of times, joining the early game team fight instead of being able to AFK Rice, I feel like Tiny actually outcarries Anti-Mage, and with all those factors in mind, I actually think that Tiny is one of the better late game carry, like comparable to Anti-Mage. I mean, if you think about his craggy exterior, it's an armor based spell and it's an evasion based spell. I mean, 24% of time it evades attack and it stuns you. So in a sense, it's like an offensive basher, but used defensively. Does that even make any sense? And having a passive like that really makes you a powerful late game carry. Of course, you're cleaving. You have 235 range with your attack with the Acceptor, and you're cleaving in 400 AoE. Like you're semi-range, so I feel like Tiny is a very, very powerful late game carry, and they can't really underestimate this Tiny. And of course, Tiny could get a lot of kills and accelerate his item purchase that way. Man-Style already finished at this point. And the reason that a lot of players love to get the Man-Style is that it gives you a lot of accelerated DPS, because it does give you attack speed and stats and overall. It gives you extra survivability, the ability to debuff slows and certain stuns and disables. And lastly, if you're pushing down towers, I know demolish damage on Tiny's Accept is already insane, but 2 more illusions make it even more stronger, even more powerful. Looks like the smoke has been broken out. Firefly gives you flying vision. They see Arzar. Arzar does pop his BKB on time, so he's practically invulnerable. Hook gets blocked here by his Enigma. Enigma looking for the black hole, but it's instantly gonna melt here. Rivalry being used is gonna get stolen. Where's the Anchor Smash? Did he use already Anchor Smash? Broodmother pops his BKB down to about half HP, but look at the Tiny. He's walking in. 1 hit, 2 hit. Where's the Avalanche? There's a toss. 1 more hit. He's done. And there's here we go. Avalanche coming off cooldown right now. Is he going to turn around going for the kill? No, he's going to help his teammate out right here. being offensively used. There's a Pudge looking for the hook, Anti-Mage on the backline doing works. I heard the Mana voice. Still looking for the hook. It's Dandy. He's got the Force Staff. Is he still going to go for a hook? That's going to hit on sure. Where's its member? They are going to have this member on black. Nicely kill. Blink Black Hole. Just going to get on 1 here, but they are going to kill Kuroki. Multiple buyback being used. They should have won the team fight. They being the dire team, but the Radiant team came right back, buybacks, perfect hooks, and of course Anti-Mage dodging that, dodging the Tiny, being able to come right back. Man, I gotta say the Dire, they should be winning this game, but they aren't. Navi playing way too well, leading by 4 kills here, and you can see the goal chart spiking upwards here. The Rax in a little bit danger as Bat Rider and Twin Head Dragon, only the 2 survivor, and they do not do enough damage to defend this. Tiny dying a couple of times now. Will have his late game a little bit delayed, or at least a little bit weakened. Dandy is gonna hook this guy in. No, just drawing this, just using the TP, baiting it out. Nice. Are they gonna get the last Rax? The Rax so very important. Blinking in, Macro Pirate, weakening everybody. Bamboo is gonna get bitten. There's gonna be a dust. Anybody focusing on him? Nobody focusing on him right now. Titan's gonna go down here. Havosto pops his own BKB, going to work. Finally, the Rax is gonna be going down. Bamboo's gotta be very careful. Blink back. Both people is gonna blink back out, and that's all they really wanted. Getting the melee Rax so very key. Kuroki forcing himself forward, and Havosto's gonna TP out. 1 Rax down against GD Bear team. You gotta keep in mind that they're down 1 game as well. I don't know exactly what stage of the game that, or what stage of tournament this is in, which by the way, Stars ladder, sorry. They could be facing elimination. They could be knocked down to the loser bracket. You generally don't want to start in either of those positions, especially when you're out of tournament, obviously. So they're on the ropes right now, down 1 Rax. But I really believe that Tiny is a hero that can carry you back in this situation, because it's so easy for him to get an Avatos on 2-3 heroes, cleave them down before they even get de-stunned, or before they even come out of stun of the Avalanche. Level 17, man, 2400 HP, very, very tanky. Anti-Mage can't fight him heads on. Gotta be very careful. Oh, he blinks right back in. Oh, the Avatar's not gonna be enough. You saw how he attacked the illusion of Tiny and got picked up by the craggy exterior. Yes, illusions do have craggy. Havos is gonna blink to the edge of the map, but oh, flame break. They do see Havos, and the Firefly will cut the trees. Havos out of mana. No, he tries to blink, but the Flame Lasso will get him. Nicely played by Sing Sing. Firefly is one of those spells that gives you immediate flying vision as you use it. What flying vision does, let you hover over trees, or in this case, burn down those trees, because that's what Firefly also does. And when you see past the tree lines, Anti-Mage is not really hiding. He just trapped himself in a prison in a sense. A couple other spells that give you flying vision or the Hawk. from the Beastmaster, Stormbolt, Hammer, Omni Slash when he's flying in. So there's some unique spells that give you flying vision. In any case, it looks like Navi's trying to get a push going on the top lane. Tiny says, ooh, a lot of creeps. Avatars. Right click Siege units gotta get picked off though. Meanwhile on the bot here, Bamboo still hanging out. Got his Black King bar finish. Really need to do another quick item check, especially on the Zyra team. Of course, we already know they maxed out Acceptor Phase Drum up on the Black Kuroki just with Force Staff and Arcane Boots. Blink Dagger on Sing Sing, been using it to perfection. And of course, Force Staff up as well. Multiple Force Staff against Pudge, really making his job a lot more difficult. Ooh. Dendy does see Bamboo. Force Staff outward, and it's going to miss the hunt. Bamboo is going to come out and fight it? No, you don't really want to. Because his member is still a thing. Bamboo's still holding on to one strength reward. Alright, going back to the item check. Gold Scepter being picked up on Bat Rider as well. A little bit worry about Anti-Mage DPS output, as they should. As Anti-Mage, let's see how Anti-Mage is doing himself. BKB, Manta, and Battle Fury. Yeah, this is as Havos anti-mage as it gets. I mean, sometimes you go for Vlad and Vanguard, and that's very Havos-esque as well. Ooh, Dendy Pudge got picked off in the mid lane. Very, very unfortunate. But generally, a lot of other anti-mage players out there is like, yeah, let's go for Heart, let's go for Butterfly, let's go for more late game item. Havos says, yeah, I farmed and left. Let's get some item that allow me to take a team fight right now. And especially against this Tiny, which is a powerful late game carry. Don't really want to drag the game out too long, even if you're anti-mage. Because again, at the end of the day, anti-mage cannot take Tiny one-on-one. You trying to hit him, his Crag exterior will kind of make you... Oh, Avalanche is going to hit. Avalanche, they got to chain on this perfectly. BKB gets popped back out, and in fact, he's going to go for the kill. But meanwhile, immediate blink out. Havos BKB running out. That's his 9-second BKB. He's trying to beat... Oh, did he use his TB score already? He did, and he's going to get found. Kuroki blinks right back in against Havos, and they're going to get the return kill on him. Oh, Havos throwing away a kill like that. That was a huge mistake. And because he could have survived, because he could have popped the BKB and blinked back out. Instead, he's dead, and right now the rest of the Navi squad trying to apply pressure all over the map, which they will have to do so until Anti-Mage comes back. But that also is a very, very risky move. If you lose any more members right now, Roshan's going to be back very, very soon. And when it's back, man, you don't want to deal with Tiny with the Aegis. In fact, they should probably go for map control. They being the GD Bear team right now. Yeah, just go for map control all over the place. Make sure they de-ward up. And maybe even set up a smoke gang. If you get any type of successful gank right now, Roshan is yours. And once Roshan is giving the Aegis to Tiny, I don't think you can kill him twice. 2500 HP, 2600 HP, insane amount of armor. Will be going for Assault Carries very, very soon. He sees two squishy supports. He's going to phase right in. Ow! He didn't even pop his BKB right there. There we go. The defensive hook. It's going to miss. No, it did hit on Arzard. Nicely done. Oh, nice flame last one. Light up Evan. Break the trees. No, he's fine. He's fine. The trees have already been broken. Black hole. Force half hour. Blink here and go Roki. He seals the black hole. Insane play. And now everybody's trying to TP out. Dendy's going to get black holed himself. Oh, Dendy gets picked off. Entire team wipe. Anti-Mage coming back alive in the fountain, but not too sure. I'm not too sure, man. That one mistake on the top lane just causing a meltdown. And as we predicted, with the one successful team fight, they are going to go straight back into the Roshan pit. Tiny TP back in to defend this. Don't want his tower to take too much damage. In fact, does he even need Aegis? Perhaps you give it to Bamboo. Perhaps your turn, Hobos. Perhaps. Oh man. Perhaps he's gonna give it to Broodmother. No, they're gonna give it to Tiny. Tiny's by far the hardest carry. Without Tiny, they can't even really bring down the Roshan. Of course, Havos joking about that. He's no Sinks. He's no Bamboo. He's not gonna go bling into the Roshan pit and steal the Aegis. He's gonna do the safe play, which is farm on the top lane. But yep, with that, I mean, oh, it's gonna look a little ugly. It's gonna look a little ugly. Aegis being picked up just about 1,000 gold from the Assault Curse, excuse me, being picked up. And once that thing's done, like, Jesus, I don't think they could take out this Tiny. One of the better way to deal with Tiny is to burst him down, but the Radiant team, they don't really necessarily have burst. They have, like, lockdown. And the only bursts are coming in is from Leshrac, and that's not really burst, that's pulse. So, yeah, I don't think they could kill this Tiny unless Tiny's completely out of mana. And Anti-Mage just does like the biggest mana void in his life against him. Aside from that, I really don't know how they kill this Tiny and kill him repeatedly, because Kill him once, that's fine. He's got Aegis. Kill him twice? I don't know. I don't know. There is a double damage. That will truly help. And of course, then they will leave that for Hovos. And I think with this double damage, you just make it go. No, they're going to leave the DD. Alright. Just make sure they keep having control of the river. Because it's sweet to save that double damage for your push when it does come. But if Tiny ever gets his hand on that double damage, game could get ugly as well. There's just so many ways that the game could get ugly on the Radiant side. But as I say that, it is Navi that's actually playing the aggressive. They're going in, they're trying to get that second lane of racks. You got to keep in mind that there is one lane of racks already being picked up, but the effect of that one lane of racks is not even felt because, you know, the Dire team does have enough AoE to truly defend this. Here we go. Oof. Uh-oh, Shadow Amulet, Blink Dagger Initiation. Who's he going for? He's going for Rubik, because Rubik is really the annoyance factor right now. Force Happen, he wants Kuroki. They do all kill Kuroki, correctly identifying he's the most dangerous member. Where's the Enigma? Enigma's already dead. Meanwhile, though, everybody getting killed by the... Oh, no, buyback here. By the Blink Dagger, the Phosphor in against Havos, Avalanche, the Toss, the Flame Break, Telekinesis, everything on Havos. Force that forward. One more hit, cleave off the creeps. They are going to get the kill against Anti-Mage. They did kill Kuroki. Kuroki had the buyback, TP back out, and again the sole survivor was the TIE Hunter. Anti-Mage did buy back right now. Double damage, was it taken? Yeah, just by the time, man. They did not have the DD. What difference would it make if he had the DD? I'm sure a huge difference, especially with Anti-Mage's attack speed and everything else. But now only a Reaver to show for it. He did have the Reaver in the last team fight. Evidently not enough survivability. That's yet another team fight that the Dire team won. And of course, Tiny didn't even have to use the Aegis. The only thing they expended was Kuroki using his, his buyback. But, I mean, Kuroki's playing so well. Just having the perfect combination of spells. Basically holding on to that blink until you have the team fight. And whenever you do have the team fight, you blink and steal the Black Hole. Or you blink and steal the Ravage. Of course, Blink is such a powerful addition to Rubik, considering that he can blink in and give your Telekinesis the range that he needs to single target lockdown. Force Staff being used as a reserve to help out the teammate, or, of course, when things get a little bit too hairy, and of course, when your Blink is still on cooldown. So right now, this Rubik is just playing so well. Both teams a little bit, not too sure what they're going for. Puppy's Black Hole is down. What is he going for? He's going to reveal smoke Blink right in, but Kuroki says, yo, man, I got Blink too. Force Staff back out here. Double Force Staff. Yeah, they're going to be absolutely fine. Right now, Navi desperately looking for a pick-off. And I do mean very desperately. Mibrax is down, but Hovox initiated one more time. Here comes Big Bad Black as he's cleaving the shit out of Havos. Havos is going to blink right back out. Black Hole's up. Black Hole is up, but they really... Oh, no, Arzard. He's trying to survive the cleave damage. And there you go. They're going to get one kill. In fact, Dandy, he's napalmed up. Look at all those Force Staff. Dandy taking a lot of damage, trying to use Shadow Emily. He's trying to survive. Not going to survive through Light of Heaven. He's trying to Black Hole. He does get two. No, he only gets one. Sing Sing on the back lines here just watching, but no, the counter Black Hole, and this game is over. Nobody dying. Black Hole gets stolen here. Havolstats yet once again, no more buyback this time, and Tiny, he smelled blood in the water like a shark. They're dancing across the mid lane, storming in. They will see the very naked tower, and here's where Mantisau and the Tiny Axe Scepter really truly comes in. Look at the damage output against this tower. This Rax going down so very quickly. Are they gonna go for the straight throw? They're like, we got 64 seconds until Anti-Mage comes back. Let's win right now. No more playing around. We're just gonna go entirely for it. What a bold move. Instead of going for the racks, which they get claimed for sure. In fact, that is the correct move, because it baits out a GG call from Navi. Navi had a powerful mid game, but a couple more team fights, and this is exactly what I mean by Tiny being the true late game carry. He's so much tankier. He does so much more damage than Anti-Mage. Despite the quick farm on Anti-Mage, it was not enough. It was not enough. And there you have it. 30-22. GD Bear team will take this game, and it's going to send this to game number 3. Not sure if I'm casting that particular game. Let me know if you watch the game yourself, and that is a good game. Of course, I'm still on that 100 or 350 cast marathon, which I will be casting till all the way to the 350 commentary mark. If you have not subscribed me to YouTube, really should do so. Hope you guys enjoyed this particular cast. Until next time, this is Luminous signing out to you guys.